Hello, Central Christian community. It's Nate Holton, Superintendent. We're excited about a new way to give here at Central. The state of Ohio began a scholarship donation credit where individual taxpayers can claim an Ohio tax credit for their financial donations that are made to an eligible scholarship granting organization. This new program and new way of giving will really continue to help us carry on the mission of Central Christian School. I've got my friend here, Brian Kempf, with me today, and I wanted to introduce him. Brian is a CPA. He is a partner with Ray & Associates in Worcester. You've been a member of the Central Christian Finance Committee for, I think, over 11 years now. He's been nominated to the Central Christian School Board for an upcoming 3-year term. You married a Central Christian alum, and you have 3 children here at the school, 1 in middle school and 2 in elementary school. So Brian, one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you today was, tell us more about this Ohio tax credit. Is it legit?
That's a good question, Nate. It's good to be here talking with you and with everyone else as well. Yes, it is 100% a legitimate tax credit taken on your Ohio tax return. It's actually been around for a year already. Back in 2021 was the first year of eligibility. It is a potentially up to $1,500 tax credit that any individual filing an Ohio tax return is potentially able to take advantage of. And I think it really does have the ability to make a significant change for Central Christian.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit more about what's the difference between a tax deduction and a non-refundable tax credit.
Yeah, it's a question we get all the time. The difference between the two, a deduction reduces your income that you pay tax on, whereas a credit is a direct reduction of your tax. The best example I can think of, a lot of people are used to putting money into 529 plans for their children, and there's a tax benefit associated with that. The 529 contribution is a tax deduction, meaning that if I put $1,000 into my 529 plan, I get a deduction on my Ohio return, and at a roughly 3% tax rate on my Ohio return, that $1,000 I put into my 529 plan reduces my tax in Ohio by about $30. That's a deduction. This is different. This is a tax credit. If I put $1,000 into the SGO, if I donate $1,000 to the SGO, I can get a direct reduction of my tax of $1,000. So tax credits are much more beneficial than tax deductions are.
Sounds great. So who qualifies for this tax credit, this program?
So anyone is able, any person is able to donate money to the SGO. The people who will benefit from it, who will be able to take advantage of the tax credit, are people who A, file a tax return in Ohio, and B, are actually paying tax. So if you have a child that's making $2,000 a year, they probably don't have any taxable income in Ohio. If you really want to know, like, where do I look at line 8C on your Ohio tax return last year. If that number is more than 0, you have the ability to take this tax credit. So it really is a pretty low bar of who qualifies. It is virtually everyone that qualifies that has income in Ohio.
So it sounds like it's great for taxpayers everywhere, especially Ohio taxpayers.
Correct.
How does it benefit Central Christian School?
So Central Christian gets a benefit because the SGO is then turning around and providing scholarships, providing grants to students at Central that will make it more affordable for the student body to come to Central. So it will, I think, reduce our reliance on having to fundraise for tuition, basically.
Sure. So a lot of people might be watching this video because one of our students or teachers or somebody asked you if you would sponsor them for CSD. We're still doing CSD. Service is such an important part of Central, but we have a couple different ways to give now. And this is definitely one of those things that people can give. Each each filing year, right?
Yep, and this is an annual credit. So each family, if it's a couple, two taxpayers can give up to $1,500 every single year and get that potentially $1,500 back when they file their Ohio tax return. So when you look at the number of families that know Central, that have been affected by Central, you can really see the magnitude that this has potential for.
Absolutely. So we've talked about a scholarship granting organization. It's always good to put that smaller. So when we say SGO, that's what we're talking about. So do you know of a scholarship granting organization that's willing or is going to partner with Central?
That's a great question. And yes, we have Servant Partners is the SGO that we are going to be working with. SGOs are certified by the Ohio Attorney General. Servant Partners got their certification at the end of June, so they are certified. You can go out to the Ohio Attorney General website and see all of the SGOs out there. So yes, we are going to be working with Servant Partners for Central's benefit.
So they're going to be able to do kind of a pass-through for this funding utilizing this program. I know a lot of people wonder, how do we make these donations? You're going to need to check out our website. We're going to have a page devoted to all of this information. You're going to be able to write a check, and Servant Partners is going to be set up very soon to do online payments and donations as well. And they will get you a receipt. And then I assume you know what to do with these receipts, right, Brian?
Yep. And one thing to point out, especially because this is fairly new, you'll get a receipt similar to the receipts you get from Central, from other nonprofit organizations. One thing I would say is when you do get that receipt, it'd be a good idea if you have someone preparing your tax return for you, point it out to them that this is not just a charitable donation, that this is a grant, that you want to make sure that you do get to take advantage of it on your tax return. And because it's fairly new, I would take the extra step of pointing it out if you have someone preparing your tax return.
All right, Brian, how can we take advantage of this program before the end of 2023?
Any taxpayer can give up to $750. So as a couple, you could give $1,500, but there's not a requirement to give $750 or give $1,500 as a couple. You could give $100. You could give $500. There's no set amount that you have to donate to Servant Partners in order to take that tax deduction.
So Servant Partners, we've talked about them. They're legit too?
They are legitimate. They are a 501c3 organization. You can search that on the irs.gov. They have also been granted their ability to be a scholarship granting organization by the Ohio Attorney General. That's another thing you can search on the Ohio Attorney General's website.
And we know those guys too.
We do. They are well-known members of the community.
Take a look at some of their biographies on the website. They're good guys. They're connected here. They believe in what Central's doing. So we've heard a lot about the EdChoice program, and I'm sure people that are watching this are wondering, are these the same thing? The EdChoice scholarship, we're talking about scholarship granting organizations. Can you tell us a little bit more about the difference between those?
And these are two completely separate programs. EdChoice is a program run through Department of Education, I believe. And SGOs are certified by the Ohio Attorney General, but they are their own organizations, their own 501c3 nonprofit organizations. If you're getting a benefit through EdChoice, that has no effect on your ability to donate to the SGO, to Servant Partners, and it doesn't have any effect on your ability to take the tax credit as well when you do file your tax return.
It just seems to be a whole lot of really important things that are happening here in the state of Ohio that is going to benefit Central because we want to carry out our mission. Yeah. And so this is helping families make tuitions more accessible, and we hope that we'll also provide opportunities for more students to come and participate in that, and we can continue to do a good job of compensating our teachers well as well.
Yeah, that is very true.
Great. We appreciate you watching the video. If you want to know more information, please contact me here at the school. You can ask for me, Terry Shue, our development director. is very aware of this program, and Tina Burkhart, our finance director, as well. Check out the website, or if you're around, come in and talk to us. We're really excited about these new opportunities. Thanks so much, Brian. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, thanks.